So hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Tripod's a little bit knackered, so you're a bit low at the minute, looking down at you like you're a little person. So the aim of the game is to catch some barbel. Now the river's a bit up and down, we've got a lot of rain forecast tonight. I've got about 3 short sessions planned in an attempt to catch barbel. Now all I've been fishing for recently is pike and perch. I always seem to come back to it. Not only do I enjoy doing it, but you guys seem to really enjoy watching it. A lot of times when I ask for requests, what people want, a lot of times it is big perch fishing or pike fishing or drop shotting or anything to do with lures really at the minute. But I enjoy my barbel fishing, and it's been a while since I've really got out. People seem to think that my local river's some kind of, I don't know, like some kind of haven where it's just stocked with fish. All the comments are just like, wow, your river's amazing, I wish I had that river near me, blah blah blah. In actual fact, it can be quite difficult. It's just that I've fished it for so long I just know where all the fish are. And barbel fishing is one of the things that's been declining over the past few years, and it's actually become really difficult. Some of you guys who've watched the channel from the beginning will know that I've had lots of sessions in the beginning of making videos where we would get 5 barbel in one session or 6 barbel in a session. Nowadays, if you catch 2, you're having a decent day. The EA are pretty much decimated 90% of the foliage on the banks, mainly trees. Basically they're just chopping down trees left, right and centre because local councils wanting to build loads of multi-million-pound housing plots along the riverbanks, you know, on floodplains, and to justify it they need to basically make that river run through as fast as it can do to reduce flooding. So they're always altering it, always cutting all the weed out. They've chopped down all the trees now, so there's no tree cover, and the fish stocks really are taking a big hit from it. And I'm guessing in a few years' time the stocks are pretty much going to be depleted. It doesn't help that the water board are allowed to dump a load of waste in here, so the actual rating of the river, even though it's really clear and nice, it's rated a D rated. And if you think A is the best, D really isn't that great. So a lot of people ask if there's trout in this water, and you get the odd one. It's very rare that have come in from neighbouring rivers, but they can't survive in here. Population can't survive because the water quality is just not good enough. So anyway, that's my rant about my river not being as good as it looks. I just happen to know exactly where all the fish are. I've fished it basically since I started fishing. So yeah, out today after barbel. Very simple setup. I'm going to be fishing free running ledger rig like I always do on the river. For those of you who are new to the channel, it's just basically a free running lead down to a buffer bead and a swivel, and then I have a hook length, usually average around 2 foot long, and I'll tend to fish, if I'm going for barbel, either a single or double 8mm halibut pellet or garlic pellet. Seem to be some of my favourites at the minute from Dynamite Baits. And then I'm fishing some of the Big Fish River range, ground bait and pellets from the Big Fish River range from Dynamite Baits. And fingers crossed I'm going to be able to get myself a barbel or 2. Like I say, the conditions are always changing, the fish are always moving, seeing as though they've got very little cover. First swim I'm going to try is actually a bit of a jungle swim, really overgrown. The water passes through quite quick, but it's not too deep at the minute, the river, and there's not too much debris coming down, so I think it might be a good spot to start at. I've got there's loads of rain forecast for tonight, so chances are tomorrow is going to be a completely different story, but we'll see how it goes. It's probably going to be a short video because I don't think I'm really going to be able to catch very much at the minute. I've not done much barbel fishing at the minute, so even though I've got a rough idea of where they're going to be, I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to catch one like I could have done if I was barbel fishing 2 or 3 years ago this time of the year. I could almost pick myself a swim where I was guaranteed to catch a fish. Anyway, I'm going to stop ranting on and babbling. You enjoy the video.
There we are, look. The bait's there. Probably ½ inch gap between the hook and the pellet, so that when the barbel comes down, the mouths are sort of elongated, aren't they? It's sort of like there's like an oval sort of shape that point forward. So when that goes over, the pellet should suck in, and to try to eject it, there's lots of room there for that hook to get caught on the lip as it tries to eject the pellet out. It's pretty much standard for those types of fishing, I guess. But people like to use all different kinds of lens for the hairs and things. But for me personally, for this situation today, that's all I need. It's time to just get the rod out there, I guess. Reeling some of the slack. Should have brought a shorter rod with me. Never mind. It's tricky getting it in, but when it's down there, oh, there's a bit of a backwash there.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah. That was crazy.
What a take. I've literally just set the big camera up. Gosh, crying out under all these snags. What is it? It's got to be a chub, surely. Whoa, look how broad bend. It's been in the water not much longer than 10 minutes. Oh, it's a barbel. It is a barbel. Small fish, like I expected to begin with. Oh, nearly. Tricky netting him actually here as well. Oh, no. Nearly had it. Yes, no. This is tricky. Yes. Got him. Only a little guy. Pellet right on the corner of his mouth as expected. Absolutely wicked. I'll sit him down in the net in the edge and we'll take a look. And then get him back. Well, I am a bit limited for space in this spot, so I'm not quite sure how well you can see all this on the camera. God, I can smell that garlic bait even from here. Right. I have brought a mat with me, but it seems like there's a massive amount of wet leaves here, so you know, what's the point in using a mat when I've got a big mass of wet leaves to put the fish on? Might as well use that. Nature's own. Well, the pellet's fallen off, but I'm sure you might be able to see there the hook hold right in the corner of the lip. Exactly what I was aiming for. There we go, beautiful. Barbless hooks, small hooks, come out easy. Don't need to fanny around with massive carp hooks like everyone else seems to. Really good condition fish. Whee, whee. Whoop. What? Whoop. Full of fight. Absolutely beautiful specimen. It's just what we wanted. Beautiful, skinny water barbel in great tip-top fighting shape. Beautiful fish. We'll get this one back and we'll keep our fingers crossed that we might be able to get another one. That's awesome. That's hot. Now I've had this fish resting now for a good few minutes. I can't get access directly to the water, so I can't nurse the fish myself, so I've had it sat in the net in the edge. I'm going to pull it now into the open water and we'll see how well this fish kicks off. It should be in pretty good condition. Oh yeah, oh, just got a bit caught in the net there. There we go, kicked off nicely, nice and strong. Always got a good barbel arrest. I have seen people on my local river before in the past that have had small barbel or even big barbel and literally just thrown them back into water and they end up going belly up and dying. So yeah. Now some of you guys will know what this is. It's an electric key, and I put some money on it yesterday and forgot to put it on. So my girlfriend's just rang me to say, me and the babies have got no electricity and you've got the electric key in your pocket. So that's great. I've been fishing for just under an hour and I'm going to have to go home. Never mind, I'll come back tomorrow and finish off this session. I was just unscrewing my net head to weigh the roach I've just caught. Ah, God, it's half unscrewed and the rod almost pulled into the water. It could be a barbel, it could be a chub, I mean, I don't know. Oh God, this just kind of all happened. Still got the roach in the net. I've got to screw the net back together. Got the rod holding between my legs. Come on, roach. Right, you stay there on the edge. Still want a picture with that. I think it could be a chub. It could also be a big barbel because I mean it almost pulled my rod in. It swam down with a flow as soon as it took the bait. It feels solid. God. See, it's the time when I wish I'd got a big camera with me. I've got a rod between my legs like I'm catfishing or something. The head shakes feel very much like a barbel. The head shakes are identical to a barbel head shakes. But there are some big chub that sit in this swim sometimes. So it could be a big chub. I'm sure a barbel would have swum straight for them snags at the back by now. This fish hasn't. It's sticking to the middle where it's quite slack, which is weird. It jumped out the water that quick. It is a barbel. It is a barbel. Come on. Come on, no, my roach fell out. My roach fell out. I think the roach was about 1.5 pounds. Come on. Yes. Yes. It's no monster, but I'll take it. No big camera to set up. That's a fish. It's a solid 7 pounder, I'd say. It's really short. It's really short, but incredibly deep. I thought that was going to be like a 4 pounder, but I think that's easily 6 to 7 anyway. Managed to figure out a way how to prop my phone on my tripod, because I brought the tripod, but just not the camera. So you probably look at me a bit of a wonky angle there. Let's take a look at this fish. Oh, still got the bait in its mouth. Must have not unhooked it yet. Don't know whether you can actually see that. Probably won't, but there's the double 8mm halibut pellet hanging off the corner of its mouth. Just caught a probably 1.5 pound roach on the double 8mm halibut pellet. Cast out the exact same bait with the dynamite baits, Big Fish River Range ground bait, the meaty one. And hey presto, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Beautiful barbel. Probably a tad smaller than I thought at the beginning. It's a really chunky fish, but I'm going to say it's not much bigger than about 6 pound, but it's a really solid, nice fish. Quite pale because we've had mucky water for quite a while, but I would say that's a beauty. I love the look of this fish. It's absolutely fantastic. Really hard fighting in that flow. That is awesome. Hello and welcome back. Now, this is session 3 of attempting to catch barbel. The reason I stick it in quotation marks is because after yesterday, when I popped out very quickly and forgot the big camera, I decided I really wanted to catch a big roach, because yesterday I came out and had a lovely roach. It was probably just under 1.5 pounds, something like that, between 1 pound and 1.5 pounds anyway. And it was absolutely wonderful fish, caught on a double halibut pellet of all baits. And I planned to come out for 3 days, each for just a couple of hours each. I mean, the first session, as you know, was only about an hour, maybe just under. And it was supposed to be just solely targeting barbel in this sort of flood waters kind of conditions we've got. But seeing as though I've got today spare,
and I've already had 2 barbel and lost one. I figured I'd come out and try to get a roach, at least even the odds, so that I've had 2 barbel and 2 big roach. So I've come out today. It's a very quick one again, probably just a couple of hours. I'm coming back to the swim where I had that decent roach yesterday, and I've lightened the gear. I've got my light feeder rod. I was using my Corum 1.75 barbel rod for the heavy flow for the barbel, and today I'm basically fishing the rig exactly the same. It's going to be the open end feeder with the Big Fish River Range ground bait, because that's what drew the roach in yesterday. But instead of the hook bait being double halibut pellets, I'm going to lower it down a little bit to bread flake. Classic bait, especially for winter roach. It's a bait that catches lots of big winter roach, especially on canals and things like that. And some of the locals have been getting some decent roach out on bread from the local river. So I'm out here doing that today. Only after 1 fish, and I'll be happy. If I get a few bites, just going to sit back, relax, stick the feeder out in the middle flow, just keep plugging that ground bait out there with a bread flake on the hook, and I'm sure in no time I might be able to get myself a fish. So let's crack on with this last little bit of the session. It took me a long time, but I finally hooked one. I think it is a decent roach. It took me a long time. I've been here an hour, plugging away with the bread. Yes, oh, it's a solid fish. It's probably nearly £2. That was worth the wait. Probably, maybe £1.50. Getting down, resting the edge. Oh, then we'll wait in a minute. After I had that roach yesterday that was probably a tad smaller than this, I just had to come out again today and give it another go. As much as I like catching barbel, catching a nice big river roach is just something special, isn't it, really? For those of you guys that live over here in the UK, catching a nice big roach is definitely gives you a good feeling. This one's very lively. I shouldn't have left him rested in the edge for so long. Right, I'll get him back. Now I just filmed the ending to my video, and look at the size of this chunk. A little bit bigger than that one I had in today's session. Absolutely over the moon with it. Chunky fish. I mean, I'll get him back quickly, but look at him in my hand. That is a fish of probably just over £1.50. But a beautiful fish and exactly what I wanted. So in fact I've had 2 fish today and not the one. An absolutely beautiful chunky roach. What a result on the bread flake.